How Long Gone, recording in progress. It's Chris Black, still in Tokyo. Them jeans. What's Gucci?
What is Gucci? It's me, Jason. How's it going, bro?
Oh, it's good. It's good. Been up since 5, but feeling productive. Last night I hit a wall. I hit a wall. I couldn't. I had to. When people say you're gonna walk a lot or whatever, I'm like, yeah, bitch. I live in New York. I walk a lot, and I don't think my dogs have ever barked this loud in my 43 years on Earth.
Okay, what I wanted to ask you this last week, didn't get to it. What's the footwear? Which Hokas are you wearing?
That's the problem. I should be. I'm wearing my usual lineup of penny loafers, Converse, Chuck Taylor All Stars. I have my boat shoes from the row, and that's about it. So I mean, I have my shoes to exercise in, of course, but those I reserve those for the gym only. You know what I mean? You have to separate church and state.
Yeah, but I mean, walking around in some Vans or some Chuck Taylors, it's not that bad compared to sockless loafer 30,000 steps.
I actually think it's worse in some ways. I can't tell, but
tell me the ways.
Bro, I just don't. I think it's all. I'm saying. I think all of my choices are equally bad. Is what I'm trying to say. I don't think there's much of. I don't think there's much of a difference. But the dogs are barking. I'll find somebody to put a hurting on my fascia at some point and try to loosen this stuff up. But I'm just I'm limping around like a fucking like I really did something to myself when all I did was look at clothes for 48 hours straight.
Can you go to like a Japanese foot massage
place? I'll find something. I'm gonna see David Marks tonight for sushi. I'm gonna ask him for some real, because I know I feel like because he's so tall, but he's got some big dogs on him. So I'm sure he knows what time it is. And I also know. Actually, he wears a lot of New Balance, so maybe his feet are taken care of.
Yeah, just maybe some nice New Balance. Great shoe to walk around in. It's not like he invented the idea of this.
No, he did not. No, he did not. That's for
I know.
Sure.
This reminds me when I was down in not in Sifnos, in Ischia, and everywhere throughout the city they had the natural springs, the hot springs, and the baths, and the cold plunges and the hot baths and all that stuff, but then one of them is the Japanese walking hot bath, cold bath over rocks. You know what I'm talking about? No,
so it's like a massage. Is that the idea, that the rocks are giving you relief?
Yeah, it's like a small NASCAR track that you walk on. It's maybe like 30 feet long, and it's just like an oval shaped loop. Half of it is burning hot water, half of it is cold water. And then the bottom of the pool, it's like 2 feet of water. It's like up to between your ankle and your knee. Okay. And the floor is just small stones. So every footstep is like painful and massaging, and
that sounds awesome.
It is. It's very challenging.
But that's what I was going to ask. I wanted to ask about the balance aspect, because I'm not a gymnast by any means. So is it tough? Like, how protruding are these small boulders, I guess, is my question.
It's very painful. Well, the difference is some people will hold on. Like in the middle of it, there's always like a little rock wall or a rail or something that you can use.
We have a pussy option, is what you're telling me.
There is a pussy option. Opzione de pucci. But, real heads, of course, hands behind the back, old Asian guy walking around style is the true way to do it. Some footsteps are magical massaging steps, and some of them, searing pain, as if you're, walking down the beach and stepped on a hard something that just really smashes into a very sensitive spot on your foot,
a sensitive area on the foot. That sounds I mean, that is really music to my ears. I'm going to look for some videos on my algorithm later, get that shit tuned up.
I would love to see you do it. I'd love to see how long you could last, because it really truly does hurt. It's a bastard.
That's the problem.
And you want to make sure you don't get stuck behind a slow person too.
Oh God.
Because the sharks got to keep moving. Horses keep moving.
Yeah, sharks gotta keep moving is what I say in the mirror every morning when I'm getting up to go to the gym. I know exactly what you're talking about.
You need to get your mom to get one of those Home Sweet Home cursive woodworking prints above the door, and you tap it every day on the way out. Alex will love that, right?
I tap in on the way out like I play at Notre Dame and I'm heading out onto the field for
in Chinatown, every day is Friday Night Lights. You never know what's going to happen. You never know who you're going to see out there on the streets.
God, nothing is more true. I was as we were mourning the loss of Orange County legendary punk and hardcore venue Chain Reaction, which I mean I've been to a handful of times. I'm sure you spent a lot more time there than I did. RIP, it's one of the shittiest greats, but we hate to see those things go away after 30 years. That's an insane run, actually, for something that didn't sell alcohol. So I don't know how they're making any money.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, I mean, I guess the all ages crowd, they will still buy tickets because they don't have any other option.
It's true. There's no other way to do it. Yeah, but
they have to go there to enjoy it, not because it's a place to get drunk.
I was with my friend Brooks here in Tokyo, and we went to this we went to the neighborhood with all the crazy vintage stores, etc. It was like 25 minutes out of town. And I'm running low on steam, and he's like ahead. He does this for a living, so he's looking for stuff. He knows what he's looking at. I'm kind of like, all right, I could sit down if that was an option. And then we found this place, and I think it was called Splat or maybe Splash. I can't remember. And he's like, you're gonna like this one. You're gonna like this one. I'm like, all right, okay. You go up there, and it is like the most hoarder teenager bedroom vibe. Like you can't move. There can only be two people in there, and it's dedicated, I would say, mostly to ska punk and things that are in that zone. So I'm like, oh my God. There's all kinds of other shit too, but the t-shirt
Tokyo's hottest nightclub is Splat.
This guy
it has everything.
Yeah, it's got everything. It's got Skanking Pickle long sleeves, and he's showing me all these t-shirts, and Brooks is sort of like, dude, do you know what this is? And I'm like, unfortunately, yes, I know what all of this is. And but it reminded me, it's like, it reminded me of bands that would play at Chain Reaction. Like a Less Than Jake, tour shirt. It was just like such an insane look. And I mean, obviously, Tokyo has plenty of that stuff that's very, very specific, and that's the whole point. But this one I feel like this genre of music was popular for like 5 years. It's
extremely niche. Was the stuff
niche.
priced correctly? Were there grails? Did you cop anything?
I didn't cop anything. I've actually not really been copping. I'm sort of overwhelmed. I'm paralyzed by choice a little bit. I got a great like fishtail parka army thing, and that's kind of it. But I'm gonna go kick the tires some more today. But the prices, I didn't even ask the prices because as much as I respect the specials and Skank and Pickle and Less Than Jake, I'm not gonna wear those shirts.
No, of course not.
I'm not. I'm all set, but it was an unbelievable time warp. I couldn't. I just couldn't. I hadn't thought about these words in so long.
Yeah, that reminds me of there's a club. There's a venue in Huntington Beach where I grew up called Old World, and it was like a German restaurant, and they would have Oktoberfest every year, and it was designed to look exactly like an old German beer hall.
Yeah.
And they had this event. It was an all-ages weekly event called the Rec Room. But rec was spelled WRECK, like a car wreck.
We had a rec room. We had a rec room in Atlanta too. Funnily enough, but yeah, go ahead. Yeah, we had a rec room that was an OG Atlanta venue.
But I pulled up the flyer. It's from the OC Weekly from 1993 or whatever, 1999. We'll say maybe 97. It's sponsored by Rusty. It's every Monday.
Sponsored by Rusty.
It has Rusty Surf.
Not yet. To be clear, that's not a person or the chips that you love. It's a surf brand.
Yeah, not Rusty's chips. It's a surf brand. Classic R logo.
Of course, it's a great logo.
Also sponsored by Black Flies, as well as Fly Girls, as well as Emerica, and
baby, we got it all.
Electric Ink Magazine, Wahoo's Fish Tacos. But there would be ska punk bands in the main room, Dial 7, Jeffrey's Fan Club.
Okay, sure.
That kind of thing.
What a terrible genre of music. What a terrible genre. It's unbelievable how bad it is. Go ahead.
But then there was also the dance area spinning disco and house. And, it would be real legit, good kind of DJs that are kind of beloved nowadays. And then there was also a skate jam half pipe, and every Monday, Tom Penny, Omar Hassan, Sal Barbier, Chad Muska, Rune Glifberg.
Oh, baby.
Just sessioning. And I would be, 15 sitting on top of the vert, just like, this is the sickest fucking day of my life.
Dude, that's actually...
And it happened every single Monday.
That is the most Southern California paradise upbringing story you've maybe ever told. Where it's like it's just interesting when like a suburb is the center of a culture. You know what I mean? Whereas, like, I think usually we think of major cities, but like Orange County in that era, between the skateboarding and the music, it really was like a hotbed.
And also, don't sleep on it, the birthplace of MMA in America as well. Ground and pound. I mean, and this was happening right down the street from Vinyl Solution, which was our hardcore record punk store, where you can go and get all your dope Teen Idol 7 inches and things like that. But then,
of course,
in the same shopping center, there was like a sort of like construction worker bro bar that was basically a bar that had pool tables and arcade games, and on the walls it was just painted with like flames everywhere, just like standard OC shit. It was just like the whole place is flamed up like your sleeve on your arm.
Standard OC shit. Looks like my motorcycle and my arm.
And we would, when we first started drinking, we would go there because it was funny, and we didn't know like cool bars to go to and hang out at. So we would go to this place and we would call it Flames and Games, and we would just, do a couple pills and just, have some White Russians and play shuffleboard, dark stuff.
Nothing like taking a couple ecstasy pills, having a few White Russians, and playing darts with the homies. That sounds like a real. That sounds bad. That the gut health alone, I'm terrified of. But that how long could you possibly stay at a place like that?
It was your pregame spot, bro. Don't even worry about it.
Oh, okay. I apologize.
But that last year reminds me. I was just watching a video of a skater. I don't remember what his name is, but he just did some like gnarly 12 stairs, something like that.
We were talking about this last night. He 360 flipped that famous spot. Dude, what the fuck? Let me look it up because I was just talking.
Somebody referred to the skater as, every time I see him, I think American History X Games.
Yeah, Chris Jocelyn. That's his name. We were literally talking about this last night, and that shit. I saw exactly what you're talking about.
You talk about this in Japan? Well, global.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about in Japan with white boys who skate, so it's not really. It's not. It wasn't that. But I did. That description of him was perfect. He really does look like he could be like a firefighter.
Well, I mean, the X Games part of it means you're into dope action sports, and the American History X part of it means
yes,
you may or may not have a sort of white power tattoo on your chest somewhere.
He could have
like Pete Hegseth or a literal Nazi.
Pete Hegseth. I mean, we got to talk. We got so much to cover. I saw earlier that somebody had basically been like, there's a reissue of the first XX album, and someone had done a review of it and been like, it sucks. Basically, like, we were all like, this album actually sucks, which I have not heard anyone. I didn't know it had been long enough for people to hate that album. And I assume this person, I mean, look, it's for Paste magazine. This isn't for fucking, this isn't how to spend. This isn't how to spend it. You know what I'm saying? But
Paste
I was just
is
like,
taking
wow.
big swings, Hail Marys. I applaud it.
I just wonder how old this person is, and if it's. I have just not heard this narrative, but I guess it comes for everyone eventually. But I was surprised to see that, because that album to me is sort of considered a classic, and no one really fires at it in my memory.
Let me look this guy up.
Let's find his address and stuff too. If you don't mind. You can find his home address, phone number, parents' names.
I found his Twitter.
We can't tell how old, but this feels like something a 25-year-old would say, kind of, But who knows? He could be our age. I was just surprised because I think that album...
No, it looks like a young Asian man, and I see he posted a selfie on Twitter with a I voted sticker in his mouth.
Oh, all right. I'm out. Never mind. That's it.
I would say, yeah, he does look 25 at the most.
Okay, then that makes a little more sense to me then, because I was like, Pace paid you, $30 via PayPal for this, and it will get clicks because it's an attack. It's an attack on a millennial classic.
Has the XX's debut album always sounded this limp and dull? Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it actually holds up pretty well, considering how much stuff from that era doesn't. But who am I?
Yeah, he wrote in August, Jid's moments of brilliance fail to gel on God Does Like Ugly. So he's covering Jid.
All right, well, the spread is wide. Thank God the spread is wide.
He probably went to see Autechre performatively. But, I would probably, but me at 25 would probably be doing the exact same shit.
You know what though?
I would be a twisted fire starter like Benny would be.
I think because the internet was less a part of our lives, I feel like there was less hating going on, or maybe it just seemed you only heard your inner circles hating. You didn't see the world's hating.
Yeah, I mean, actually I was talking about this with Carolyn on the way home we went to the beach today, and on the way home we were talking about the Devil Wears Prada. And about how when she saw that movie 20 years ago, she was at the perfect age to fall in love with it, as a teenager. But if you were a 38-year-old, intelligent, culturally interesting person who worked in fashion, when that movie came out, you would say this is the dumbest, stupidest movie of all time. But because of the nostalgia, you're unable to see that now because it holds such a special place in your heart. So we might be experiencing that with the XX as well. Like if we were all cool, interesting, intellectual, cultural critics at the age of 40 when the XX's album came out, we might definitely think it is some limp, dull shit.
Yeah, well, it's funny because music is so limp and dull now that it doesn't sound, I don't know. I was just surprised. Yeah. I was just surprised to see that. That's all. I was surprised to see it.
It's a swing.
It's a swing, yeah. But we really need to talk about your boy Timmy, because he's talking sideways now. He's beating his chest a little bit, and the ego is coming out. And I think first it was selling the Marty Supreme merch, and now he's basically saying, I'm a gift to God's green earth. Like, fuck Daniel Day-Lewis, I'm him. And I worry that this is not going to end well for him.
Flying too close to the sun.
It's just a little bit like, you can't say that. Like, you just can't. And people are like, well, if this was this and that, and I'm just like, dude, like, people are comparing him like, well, athletes say it. And I'm like, that's a very different. I think playing basketball and acting are two very different things. Mm-hmm. And I don't think we can really compare those two things and the attitudes that they require.
Acting is not a competition sport unless you want it to be, but once you make it that, then it stops being cool. It stops being art, It's not. It's just like, I'm not doing this because I love it. I'm doing it because I want to be the best. And I'm sure he does love it, but
I just don't.
But also, to take the other hand, if you want to go Michael Jordan with it, you have to create competition even where it doesn't exist, and sometimes you have to invent somebody.
I'm fine with that.
Defeat.
I'm fine with that. I do that all the time. I'm just saying that you don't have to talk like that. You can do all of the stuff you want in your head, but saying I'm putting out some top level shit for the last 8 years is like, dude, how old are you? Like, you can't. No, you haven't. If you're putting out top level shit like that, people would know about it, I think.
But also, with as an athlete saying that, you have statistics to back it up, numbers to back it up, and say like, yes, I did get the most triple dubs, in January, whatever it might be. Versus, hey man, I did a better performance in my movie than you did in your movie, and that's not a quantifiable. It's a completely subjective art.
Dune is good though. I know, but if he doesn't win an Oscar for this movie, I feel like we got to put him on suicide watch. I feel like the amount, like he's doing professional wrestling appearances now. He's literally giving quotes about his favorite ECW like slam. Like it's getting to the point. I don't know how much further promotion can go. Kind of. I feel like he's hit the end of the road.
So some people are like, we want to make sure all our bases are covered with this marketing rollout, and he's like, what if there's more bases? And you're like, we don't need. All the bases are there for the game. And he's like, we have to touch every single market in order to make this the biggest A24 film about ping pong in the 50s. You know what I mean?
Look, it's unbelievable him and Kylie in the matching orange chrome hearts. I have to say, I do like that. That's pretty funny.
Well,
him wearing the Chrome Hearts ping pong paddle crossbody holder is pretty funny.
it is funny. Yeah, the other quote I read, he wore contacts that intentionally messed up his vision. So then when he wore his glasses in the film, they were truly prescriptive glasses to help fix his eyesight that he then did destroy. And to me, is that helping their performance? Is that helping you slip into the role more because you can see better? Is that moving the needle?
Like, can people really take this kind of shit seriously? Again, like, you do whatever you got to do to sell it when you're in front of the camera. You don't need to talk. Like, if it's good, it'll be good. You don't need to, like, give all the, you know what I mean? You don't have to give us all this information. It's only hurting you, really.
I think that we believe that you don't have to, but people in his situation might believe, like, maybe this is the competitive edge that I need to win the competition that I've created in my mind. This is considered, it's like getting into a prestigious college. You want to have as many extracurriculars on there. You want to pepper your, whenever you submit your performance to the Golden Globes and pay them all the money so you can get the award or whatever. You can say, hey, I did this. Hey, I had to lose a bunch of weight. I had to make myself ugly. I had to fuck up my eyesight and regain it, all that stuff.
But it's just like, dude.
It's one of those things where people are just like, okay.
Think about what acting really.
That's cool.
Think about what acting really is.
That's not acting. Then you, at a certain point, you get so method that that's what I'm saying, you're no longer acting.
Like, you're playing dress up with your friends and telling a little story. That's literally what this is. Like, let's remember what this is. Like, that's fine. It's the same way people are like, athletes are playing children's games for millions of dollars. Like, that can be true and that can be your passion. Like, that's just the reality of it. Like, bro, you're playing dress up in a period piece about ping pong and you think you have just, you think you are touched by God. And I just think you can be good at something, but it's not that serious.
And I'm not sure. I haven't seen the movie. I don't know much about it, but I believe he is playing a fictional character, right? Like Marty Supreme is not a real person from the 50s who was a ping pong player.
It is based on something real, okay. I think.
Well, I mean, whether or not it's based on a real person or not, nobody knows the story of this person if he is a real person. So nobody knows if this person wore glasses or what kind or what his prescription was. You know what I mean?
Loosely based on Marty Reisman.
Okay.
A real-life American table tennis legend, which is, an underappreciated sport, obviously.
But I guess what I'm saying is it's not, Timmy playing Bob Dylan or any other biopic where it's like, by golly, he really nailed how John Lennon wears his glasses, or he really nailed how, this person does this. He's really nailing something, and he's the only person that knows it's being nailed. So who is this for?
Who is it for?
I don't know if he's doing a good Marty. He's not even a real person.
I was really on board with this whole thing. It's taken such a turn. It's taken such a left. And I don't know. Maybe it just started too early. I feel like we've been hearing about this movie for a year.
It did start too early, and it reminds me, or it makes me think, there's a podcast journalist, Ashley Carmen, and she's talking about how with enough time now that the clipification and the video and the blah, blah, blah of podcasts has been around now for a couple of years, it's moved and shifted the whole podcast landscape so much. You're nothing without the video, and the clips are how you promote it and how you get new listeners and new followers. But the statistics and the numbers are coming back saying it doesn't necessarily translate to more people listening to your podcast. People feel as if they more or less have seen enough. I've seen the 3 clips from Amy Poehler and Tina Fey on their fake video podcast.
I don't need to.
So where I don't need to go and
put it an hour and a half.
Yeah, I don't need to listen to it in the car or whatever when there's a billion other things I could listen to and watch every day. So I feel like the same thing is going to start happening with movie trailers and clips and promo and stuff like this. People are just excited that Timmy is doing anything because our lives are boring. So when the movie comes out, I feel as if I've already seen it. I don't really know if I need to, the excitement is sort of gone, and the desire to experience what's going on.
Dude, I feel like the movie's been out for 5 years.
Yeah.
At this point, literally, I feel like it's exhausting.
Half the people we know have already seen it.
I mean, that's true.
It doesn't come out for another month.
That's true. It comes out on Christmas. I'm sure people will see it. I'm sure it'll do well. It's going to make money. He might even win an Oscar, but I just don't know if this. I don't know. It just seems like a lot. And I think you're right. I think there's a certain level of it where even the most charming, engaged guy, which he is, at a certain point, it's like, all right, bro. Now you're starting to like have like Adderall ego trips on the mic, and it's a little bit like I think maybe we could walk it back, take a week off.
Yeah, you want people to let the acting do the work for you, and you imagine you would never in a million years hear Leo or Daniel Day-Lewis or Pacino or any of the greats, going on Jimmy Fallon and talking about, bragging about how he's really locking in. I think, and how he's really going method with
really
it.
locked the fuck in. I mean, I think that's the thing. I think it is a generational difference. So I feel like, yes, of course, Leonardo DiCaprio would never do that, but like Timmy's also not on yachts and can fucking prostitutes and doing coke and fucking chicks while he's listening to music in his AirPods. It's there's just generational differences here.
But also, I guess Leo is he's going for fuckable. He's going for mystery.
Yes.
Let the work do the talking for you. I want to know, I don't know if Timmy has ever been in the fuckable category, but
well, he is according to women everywhere, but it's different. It's definitely different.
Yeah, but I mean, do women want to be around him cuz he's fun and awesome, or do women want to fucking
based on
pull that tree?
Based on how he's pulling historically, it's not, because what I like about him that's cool is that he's this like LaGuardia High thespian who only likes absolute like IG style baddies. He kind of keeps it in his own. He's not dating like other artistes. He's dating Kylie Jenner or Lily Rose Depp.
Mm-hmm.
He's not. I appreciate that about him because it still makes him feel like a teenage boy.
But whatever it is, we're talking about him.
No, it works. No, it's definitely working.
This little motherfucker.
I want to shoot our boy Jonathan is getting killed because there's a picture of him and his girlfriend Alana from the band Haim leaving a party, and they're saying our
Silver
boy,
Fox.
They're saying and he has a beautiful head of gray hair, like it's enviable, gray hair. It's beautiful, and
yes.
They're just dragging. They're saying he's 50. Like, how old is this guy? Like, all this shit. And I just want to. He's 39 years old. I just want to be clear.
Age gap relationship.
Yeah, I just want to be clear. It's an age appropriate relationship, and they're in love. And I think we need to leave him alone. What? Like, I don't understand how gray hair is distinguished. It's cool. I didn't know there was this sort of negativity towards it.
I think the gray is very gray, and she, bless her heart, looks very young. So. If you are an impressionable 19-year-old Haim fan and you want her to be dating Timothée Chalamet or a beautiful, sweet, innocent young boy who's the same age, if not 1 to 2 weeks younger than her or whatever, and everything is all wonderful and happy, the thought of a woman in her 30s dating a man in her 30s who has gray hair should not be such an asinine.
Justice for JH, baby. But I think that
the guy's a cat. She drives a little white vintage Porsche around town. He eats kazunore. He's just like a little pimp, He's jet setting. I gotta go to New York for a thing, whatever, It's like,
gotta go to New York for a thing. I gotta be. Sorry, I gotta be.
It's like 36 hours. It's just like
I barely packed a bag. I should have a duffel. But the age gap relationship thing has been funny on Twitter because young people are literally like talking about 2 or 3 years. And like that's when you're an adult, you'll realize that stuff completely doesn't matter after the age of like 21.
Yeah, and I think maybe COVID really screwed up all of our timelines because in my mind, I don't know if I want some of these people to be 33 years old.
That's true.
Like I feel true. Because if Alana from Haim is 33 and she looks like a teenager, then what does that mean about me when I look in the mirror?
What do I look like? Yeah. That's true. It's setting us in a
if we got 10 years on her, what's going on?
Yeah, this could be bad for us. This could be really bad for us. We also should talk about your boy Quentin Tarantino, just dragging funny face Paul Dano, and people come into defense. I'm just like, I don't care about Quentin Tarantino at all. and I saw somebody saying that it's crazy that he's never addressed the fact that he's ugly.
I just think it's funny that he's never addressed the fact that he's ugly.
They're like, I think it's actually crazy and psychotic that he's never addressed that he looks like that, and there's a red flag for me. And I was like, that's just a really, really funny thing to say. But
I'm no prize pig. That's why I picked up the camera. You know,
I don't know anything about. I mean, I know Paul Dano. There was like a 5-year period where every fashion magazine shot an editorial of Paul Dano. And I see all of my photographer friends like reposting, sort of celebrating Dano. And you can tell by looking at him, he's a goddamn freak and like absolute, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if he's a good actor. I assume he is, but I don't know if I'm giving him that credit because of how he looks.
He is. I think he is a good actor. And I think that overall he is known as a person who is a good actor who takes his work seriously.
Yes.
You know, I think Tarantino's quip was he thought that he ruined There Will Be Blood. He was the wrong person to be playing that particular role versus Daniel Day-Lewis. You know, like he thought you needed more of a big dog to do this, but also, you know, you're playing someone's son, so he has to be, you know, relatively young. And I think and also I think whenever everyone realized that he wanted to be people should be calling him Paul Dano and not Dano. I think maybe that was a little chink in the armor for him, where it's like, I don't want to do that, bro. You know what I mean?
Dude, you ask me to pronounce your name properly, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Don't play me like that. No, I love that, and I mean Tarantino's just getting killed, but I think people have wanted to. This goes back to, this is an overarching thing that we keep seeing. Whereas these people who are considered like geniuses and beloved, they talk too much. Something happens, and the world just turns on you. And it's such an interesting phenomenon where the work hasn't really changed. People still like what you do, but something you're doing just doesn't gel anymore with like popular culture at large, and people start turning on you.
Yeah. But also I like that Tarantino is like, I'm an old dog from the old generation. I have $100 million, a lot of power in this town. And I'm going to say Paul Dano is the weakest actor in SAG.
Who did he say? I mean,
which is a great and funny quote.
Sick burn.
In a world where nobody says a single bad thing about anyone.
Who did he say this? Who did he say this to? That's the question. Is this like Variety, or the Hollywood Reporter, or the New York Times, or is this fucking Dax Shepard? Is this some podcast? No offense to us.
I'm not sure who he said it to.
If you're gonna spit a bar like that, you need to make sure that's in some legacy media. Is all I'm saying. That needs to be. That feels like something that cannot exist on Call Her Daddy.
And the irony is, Paul Dano has won the Screen Actors Guild Award for Outstanding Performance in a Motion Picture. He's won the literal award defining that you are not the worst actor in SAG, but in fact, that year, the best actor in SAG. Also, Tarantino called Paul Dano, quote, weak sauce.
any guy who likes
he said it on the Brad Easton Ellis podcast.
Oh, it was paywalled. That's what it was. It was on. That's what it was.
Yeah, he said There Will Be Blood. It's supposed to be a two-hander, but Dano is weak sauce, man.
See, I feel like
exactly what Tarantino should be saying.
It's so
but
cool,
also he's supposed to be playing a weak sauce guy. That is the irony, that his dad is the least weak sauce guy in the American oil boom,
and he is,
he's willing to step on the neck of his own child, do whatever it takes to become the most powerful man in the world. And the irony is that no matter what he does, his bitch-made little son is not going to go along in succession.
Yeah, I don't know.
So you need him to be weak sauce. Like, we need these actors in these roles to be annoying. Like the girl in I Love L.A., who's
Odessa.
Yeah, Odessa on that show. Like, I think a part of the reason why she was cast in that is because Rachel Sennett is smart enough to know this person is good at playing an annoying person that we love to hate to love. You know what I mean?
I agree. That's like good.
And Paul Dano was cast in that role because he is able to
weak sauce.
He's able to be a weak sauce person that annoys Daniel Plainview, his dad, as well as the audience, so we really feel like we're in it. And we also really need to, if we're on Rachel Sennett's side and you're dealing with this annoying problem client, we need to feel annoyed by this problem client as well for it to all work.
He definitely was too open. He definitely doesn't know what a podcast is. And he's probably knows Brett. And he probably just got open.
Tarantino has done a lot of pods. He's done
that doesn't mean he knows what they are, though. Do you know what I'm saying? That's
is this thing on?
Yeah, he doesn't know. If it's not printed on 70 millimeter film and available for 2 days.
This is for the E Network, right?
At New Beverly, it's not important to him. So I think I honestly think he knows what a podcast is, but he doesn't know that people listen to it. Maybe he thinks it's just a recorded conversation amongst friends. It's not distributed. That could be. I feel like some distribution rights stuff. He's scarred from over the years. Maybe
that's very possible. But also the fact that you don't care to look into it is also exactly what I want my Tarantinos of the world to be doing.
I agree.
Let it spray because you can take the damage.
He's gonna have a couple more duds in him though before he sputters out.
He's also, it's a little self-immolation. He's been threatening to never make another film again for years, and everyone cries and complains like, no, you're the best, you can't do it. And he's like, no, I'm done. Maybe this is his way of
he's going to alienate
Seppuku.
He's going to alienate every actor so he can't make a movie. He's just going to start
I'm going to make myself. But this is also Cord Jefferson's the plot of his film American Fiction, based on the Spike Lee joint, where you're like, I'm going to go full recharge just to crash this plane, and then the world's like, hell yeah, this is sick. You know what I mean? Like Tarantino's trying to crash his plane, and maybe the anti-woke mob is going to embrace him more.
Spike Lee has ruined his legacy with clothes. I don't even know. I don't even know if he can make him. He could never make him.
Oh, absolutely.
He could never make a movie good enough to rebound from the clothes that he wears sitting courtside at the Knicks game.
It's true.
There's nothing he could do.
He
artistically.
could do Avatar 4.
There's nothing he could do artistically,
and still
there's nothing. No, I don't see it for him. I really don't see it for him.
Should we talk about our friend Jeremy O'Harris, or is that a little too touchy-wutchy?
No, bro, I'm over here. I'm trying to free. I was asking.
So you have
I'm boots on the ground. I tried to. I was at I saw some cops on the street yesterday, and I opened my Translate app.
On the ground.
I got my Visvim moccasins on the streets of Shibuya. I'm opening up my Translate app. I'm going up to cops, being like, let me free the guys. And they don't understand that when I say free the guys in Japanese, they don't understand what I mean.
Right. They're like, Max B got out like 4 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Jim Jones posted it.
I said free the wave, and they don't know who I'm. They don't know they don't know I'm talking about a playwright.
Okay, they're like different kind of wave god, Jeremy O'Harris.
I mean, all right, Jeremy got popped. He had a little something in his DOP kit. We've all been there. I mean, to be fair,
we've all been there.
We've all been there. The amount of times that I've dug into my fifth pocket and found something that shouldn't have been there after taking a flight is, I mean, that we've all been. If you party, it's happened to you.
It's kind of like an entertainer's delight, but with an international jet setter. Like there's always If you're traveling internationally that much,
there's residue.
You know, the suitcase is never unpacked. It's the go bag is always ready to go.
That's real.
And sometimes the go bag got a little go in it.
Especially, and this is a little pro tip. The DOP kit, I have a whole separate set of my needs that stay there. I never unpack the DOP kit. All of my facial creams, moisturizers, cleansers.
Boy, you sound like Trent Reznor ass.
All my shit's in the bag. I got my fragrance. I've got my eye cream, toothbrush, toothpaste. You never open it. It stays in the suitcase and it's ready to go. So you don't have to refill it. And if a little Molly gets in there, I don't know, man. It was sitting next to the
Molly gets stuck in the margin, deodorant on the inside.
Dude, exactly,
you know,
exactly, bro. What are you supposed to do, bro? But I think this is an error in a jet set party lifestyle. This is kind of what this is what you're playing with. This is the kind of fire you're playing with here. But the worst place it could possibly happen, I'm going to say Singapore is the worst.
Yeah.
But I feel like Japan's top 3 worst places it could happen.
Yeah, Japan is very strict with that stuff, but the punishment's not as severe as other Indonesian regions.
No, I mean, I kid you not when I say free the guys, but I hope because I mean.
Yeah, I remember there's a DJ, UK DJ, BBC guy, like 15 years ago, Groove Writer, and he was in UAE, and I think he had like a nug in his pocket that somebody gave him at a gig in Turkey or something like that, and he was flying over or whatever, and he got 4 years for a nug in the fifth pocket.
Nah, bro. I ain't doing. I mean, I was reading up on Japanese jails, and it doesn't sound. I think you're not allowed to sit down.
Ooh.
It's tough. Good for the glutes, of course, as long as your hams can stay loose. But that's not great.
Yeah, what's the name of the fitness class with the woman's name in Studio City? It's not Terry. It's like something.
Oh,
Tracy Anderson.
Yeah.
He's getting free Tracy.
He's getting free Tracy, free the guys, free Jeremy. But no, I mean, hopefully he gets out soon, because I really do think that's a mistake everyone has made. But I think that the dealing with the law in extremely foreign countries is because this is my first time in Japan, and I am learning like English. They don't really do that. Like, it's not really like they'll give you an iPad to order from and shit, but it's not like when you go to some of these places and everybody just kind of speaks English. It's pretty much like we speak Japanese and you're here and good luck is the vibe that I've gotten, which I respect, because I think that's what keeps a culture rich. And I gotta say, I haven't seen that many white boys. I have not seen that many white people.
Speak English or die, bitch.
Yeah,
I haven't seen many white boys. It's off season.
I guess so. But I was surprised.
I don't know. Yeah, do you know the migratory patterns of the Western white boy as he moves into the Japanese regions to mate?
Dude, I mean, you think I would have seen? I mean, I went to Dover Street Market in Ginza. I didn't see any. I went to
You bring your duck call over at Dover Street and you didn't get any hits?
Yeah, I went to the new Lemaire store. There wasn't even one. It was crazy. Bro,
if it's quiet at the Lemaire store,
I went to this Lemaire store, the Lemaire store, which is in this like beautiful old house, and it's like in a neighborhood. It's an unbelievable retail experience, like 10/10. And of course, there's like a really hot like Japanese guy working there, and he speaks full English, like no accent. And we're talking, and he's
a
like,
better DJ than me, probably.
Well, I'm getting to that. And he's like, "Oh, what's up? Where are you from? What's up?" I'm like, "Oh, bro, I'm from New York. I'm just here for for a week, kicking the tires, my first time." And I'm like, "Oh, have you what's up?" He's like, "Oh, my dad's from Oregon, but my mom's Japanese, so I like grew up, blah blah blah." And then I'm like, he was like, "I was actually just in America for like 6 months," and I was like, "Oh, where were you?" He's like, "Newport Beach." I was like, "Bro, for what?" He's like, "Oh, that's where the model apartment was." I was like, "This motherfucker."
Wow.
Okay. He was extremely good looking and very cool, but I was like, wow, this guy's really got it all. And then he followed me on Instagram, and I looked at his Instagram, and he's a real model. This ain't no play shit. So I was impressed. But I was like, of all the places to go, imagine the culture shock from Japan to Newport Beach.
I mean, I would say maybe it's not that different, but I thought about it for 4 seconds, and it's worlds apart.
Like New York to like Tokyo to New York, Tokyo to London, Tokyo to Shanghai, whatever. But Tokyo to Newport, bro?
The only real through line that I'm thinking is like Honda Civics are run prevalent in both districts, but otherwise,
yeah. Otherwise, I'm not seeing a through line. But yeah, I was just happy to hear Newport Beach brought up. On the other side of the world.
Newport Beach mentioned. Oh yeah, so I went to the beach today. Hit Erewhon on the way. Owen Wilson sighting at the Erewhon Calabasas. No place I'd rather be. All is well in the world.
I feel like you might have an Owen Wilson impression. Is that? I don't want to put you in the spot, but is that
not really? I mean, all you have to do is say, "Wow."
Oh yeah,
that's pretty much it.
That's true. He's got one or two that he's known for. If you can get those,
you just say "Wow."
Okay.
But I wanted to talk about the Golden Globe Podcast Awards.
The ones that people are paying for?
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the first year where podcasts got their own category in the Golden Globes to try and get more star power over there.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was thinking of the variety thing where the deck went around, where it was like you can pay basically $100,000 to get the award. This is the actual Golden Globes, so this is a little. They're not going to let you pay to play like that.
Well, you do pay for your award for the Golden Globes, but it's not just a direct. It's not like the little PDF for your peptides where you just go down the list and let me grab one of them.
Sure.
It's a little more Jared Kushner-y. You got to spread it around for some holdings companies and this, that, and the other thing. It's a little Kawhi Leonard financial wizardry. But we got our man Dax Shepard, armchair expert, Call Her Daddy, Good Hang with Amy Poehler, Mel Robbins podcast Smartless, and NPR's Up First. And every show, in order to be nominated, you have to submit yourself and pay. I don't know how much money you have to pay to submit, but you have to submit yourself, which is why we have this list, and it's not like, you know, This American Life or Joe Rogan or any of these podcasts that are much bigger
to be
and
fair,
better and long and have,
no,
you know,
to be
much
fair,
more of a legacy.
This is what it should be. Like, this is what it, because it's just more Hollywood shit. It's
but
like,
also, yeah, I mean, it's the Golden Globe, so it's the epitome of an award that means nothing. So it might as well be podcasts that mean nothing.
I mean, look, I think let's
not all
let's
of them.
not. No, but I think everybody wants to win. That whole mindset of like, fuck the Grammys, fuck the Oscars, I don't give a fuck, I don't need awards. Shut up, dude. You do. It would be nice to. It's nice to be recognized by your peers, no matter how corrupt it is. Like, it's nice to be recognized. It's nice to get a trophy. It's nice for your work. It also means you'll make more money. It's just a good thing to happen. This whole like denial about it is crazy to me because you're lying. Like, maybe it's not the number one thing you care about, but definitely
it's a milestone
care.
that you
everybody
won't say
cares.
no to.
Yeah, everybody cares. Stop. It's like you're lying, but
unless you're
I mean,
truly punk rock with it. But I would 99% of the people, they do care.
There ain't no podcaster that's 100% punk rock with it. I'll tell you
true,
that.
of course.
Even Toby from HBO would take a golden
H2O,
Globe.
not HBO. Yeah, I heard Warner Brothers and H2O are going to merge, actually. So, but I think that for me, like, where my line is with that stuff, like, if somebody wants to give me an award, I'm stoked on that. I'm happy to accept it. Everything is all good. But when you have to submit yourself and pay money,
well, everything
to
is
me, that's where
everything.
it stops.
Every award you have to submit yourself,
and obviously, when you are a band or an actor or whatever person that's big enough to receive one of these awards, you're not the one who's licking the stamp and writing the check to the Screen Actors Guild yourself. You're telling your team to do it. Your manager is handling it for you, so you don't have to go. You don't have to, you know, put the dog down yourself. You pay your vet to do it, kind of thing. But to me, that's the part where it's like, I don't want an award that I have to buy.
Well, I mean,
I want an award that I win.
Yeah, of course, but like, you're buying them all somehow. Like, if you're like, I'm saying, like, in an indirect, like this, like, if Penske Media is selling fucking $70,000 tickets, and that's like a clear way to buy one or whatever, for the Golden Globes, but it's like, I mean, the Grammys or the FYC stuff for the Oscars, like, people are spending millions of dollars to make sure that their client or their artist wins the award. So it's just sort of like, how willing are you to look the other way on how much they're paying and how? Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, I think it's like, there's direct ways which feel slimy and everybody gets mad about, but like, this is the system. Like, those billboards on Sunset Boulevard aren't free. Yeah. Like, the back cover of Hollywood Reporter is not free.
I guess it makes sense to have a fake award for a fake industry about a fake, you know, your acting is fake and the award is fake, so it should all be fake.
But I think it's going to help. I think what people forget and what I think is overlooked is that it does help your career. Like, it's not in vain. Like, it's not like it is obviously it's an ego thing, but it's also like, once you're an Oscar-winning actress or a Golden Globe-winning actor, that does matter. Like, that matters to someone who makes decisions.
People are rarely turned off by it when you invite your Hinge date over to your house and you got a couple Emmys behind the Macintosh amplifier. No one's gonna be like, "Ooh, you have Emmys?"
Yeah. It's just I don't know why. I
mean, my pussy dry up.
But does Amy Poehler deserve one? Who knows? I mean, I like her work in Parks and Rec.
Like, wow, you have a Grammy, and then you go and you're like, composing mixdown. Ugh.
Oh, I thought this was. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's exactly
non-classical mixing engineer.
That's exactly the list, though, that I thought it would be of like who would actually. Because like, I don't think that. I'm surprised there's an NPR on there at all. I guess they felt like they had to.
Okay, well, I will ask you this: who do you think will win, and who do you think should win?
Hopefully, Call Her Daddy wins.
I agree with that. I would love to see that.
Call Her Daddy should win. Like, I think Call Her Daddy is the most.
He said, "Bet it all on. Put 600 down on the roulette table. Put it all on Daddy."
It ain't the first time I put 600 down on a blonde hottie. But I think that.
Okay, well, it would be cool if they did a poly market, not for who's going to win that, but for like more, you know, tiny incidental statistics, like, you know, this quarterback his shoe's gonna fall off in the third quarter or whatever it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, over under on how many times Call Her Daddy says "you guys" during her acceptance speech.
Well, I'll tell you what,
I
I don't want to hear the speech. That's for sure. I think she should win, but I don't want to hear her talk.
That's going to be some Paul Dano level art.
That's true.
Her getting a globe.
Her coming up there with an Unwell energy drink, like holding it in front of the camera.
Okay, maybe this is a better question. Who is going to be the most self-deprecating in their award speech?
Dax Shepard for sure.
Dax is very self-deprecating. Call Her Daddy is very self-deprecating.
I think that Call Her Daddy is the most culturally, like, I think that is like it's just a bigger deal than the rest of these. Like Armchair Expert is popular, but it's not, there's no, I don't know. It's like people listen to it. Call Her Daddy's like a movement, for lack of a better term. And I don't mean that with respect. It just is. It's like people worship at the foot of her. They don't worship at the foot of Dax Shepard. They listen to it because it's on.
Dax is not invited into the booth during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's a different. She's doing
Call Her Daddy is.
She's doing a different thing, and it's. I mean, from a business standpoint, it's unbelievable. It's amazing because I don't think it's very good, and I've tried to like it because I respect the whole thing. But like, I mean,
it used to be good. The old daddy.
It hits a note that really works for a certain kind of person. I think the certain kind of person it hits a note for is the girl who's spending the most money on everything. You know what I mean? like she's buying the nicest Stanley mug. She's got a fucking Birkin if she's got real bread. She's buying tickets to the show. You know, she's buying the sweatsuit. It's like people who shop and spend money, and that's the audience that you want if you really want to like create a juggernaut, kind of, because it can't just be like I like show. You know, that's not enough.
It can't be I like show. You have to factor in your hoodie sales and your CBD moisturizer sales.
And to give her credit, she wasn't famous. You know what I mean? Like she really did get it out the mud in some ways.
She jugged it.
Like compared to the other people on this list, you know what I mean? Like Amy Poehler is a household name.
She is. And her podcast feels like it's only been around.
It feels like it's been around for 6 months. I mean, I think it kind of has.
But that's the other factor. Since it's the very first time the award is being given out, do you factor in the fact that Dax has been doing this for years and he's got hundreds of episodes? Or, you know, do we give it to NPR because they really, you know, are sort of the godfathers of it, the ones who deserve it?
I can't believe
the Tom Cruise honorary award.
I can't believe we didn't get a Marin since he retired. This feels like the only time you could have given it to him.
Well, that's because he thought it would be to submit himself for a Golden Globe for podcasting. That's why he didn't do it. Joe Rogan didn't submit himself either.
Yeah, I think Marin wants the acceptance of this kind of person a lot more than Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan lives in Texas and smokes cigars. Mark Maron is an actor, actively. Like, he quit podcasting to be an actor.
Yeah, Mark Maron just thinks it's all stupid, and Joe Rogan's like, I can't be in the same room as the lizard people.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Mark Maron. What's stupider, winning a Golden Globe for your groundbreaking podcast or playing guitar? What do you think in that? What do you? I think this is better than your licks.
Yeah, would him and Tim Heidecker rather get a Americana Grammy nom or a Golden Globe podcast nom?
That's a tough call. That's really a tough call.
They're both in the Americana space, like Sugarfish. Holiday parties. Shout out to our friends Pia and Davide. Went to their annual holiday bash at their home.
Who was the sponsor this year?
It was just the good old Baroncini people, the LPA people. You know, there was a Martini Tower. There was a Santa Claus. There were carolers.
Not carolers. Wow.
Funky catered. They got the funky baked ziti and the funky focaccia.
I do love that.
Cigarettes everywhere.
I'm so happy. I'm not going
expensive dogs.
I'm not going to a single holiday party. It's unbelievable.
That's crazy.
This is I went out of town when they all happened, and I don't think about it because I don't care about Christmas because I'm an adult, but it's kind of crazy.
You care about socializing though.
I do care about socializing, but I don't know, dude. Christmas is the wrong thing to celebrate, in my opinion.
I think maybe we're in the business world. We're celebrating another great year doing business with you and yours.
That's true.
And that's why.
That's true.
Yeah, Carolyn and I this morning on the dog walk, we were talking about how us as a family, we need to have our own Tom Cruise coconut cake that gets sent out.
I have to hear about that fucking cake one more time. I feel like I know somebody's like, Matt Bella needs to prove that he gets it or stop talking about it, which is really funny.
Matt, I know you're just doing screen grabs of the cake from Shutterstock or Imager. I know that I need you holding the coconut cake with today's date on the LA
newspaper.
Times. On the today's issue of Variety.
It's really funny. It'd be really funny if you did that. That's
but
really
I mean,
funny.
the thumbprint cookies that I make every year, I'll talk to somebody, Roy and Allie, see if they got a commissary kitchen and a couple bakers, give them $300 for the day and just bake off 500 of these cookies.
I need 100, so
send them out. No, bro, come on.
Let me get 100. I'll pay these fucking bakers, bro. Let me get 100.
You want a honey pack?
No, I don't want 100.
Okay.
No, I don't want 100.
Okay, well, I mean, the more you get, you just know this wholesale wise, so I can give you a better deal per cookie cost.
Sure,
depending on how many units you want.
Oh, don't talk to me about SKUs right now.
With so few SKUs on your. Yeah, I wore my Hanover hat today to the beach. I was almost considering dunking it in the ocean to give it
a dunk.
That sea kiss and then letting it air dry out. I was worried it was going to get shrinkiana on me though.
Yeah, I know. I've actually, I don't think I've ever done that, but I guess it would shrink a little bit. I mean, it'll stretch back out.
You got to do it.
I would
stretch back out.
assume, but that's a lot of work.
Yeah, go home, do a cold water wash, and then a little hang dry. You'll be all right. But
good money.
I'm going to be DJing in LA Friday the 19th at Homage. I played there last year with a friend of the show, George, for Carolyn's birthday in January. But this will be like a little holiday party kind of DJ set. I'll be playing, I think, from 11 till 2 at Homage, downtown Chinatown. Everybody is welcome. Open to the pub. Come through. Say howdy. Chris, I believe, might even be in town as well. There's ring-ting-tingle-in time.
There's no believing. It's a fact, baby. I'll be there. Oh, now I'm going home for one day, which feels like a real mistake, but, whatever. Here we are. I didn't plan properly.
LA is in between Japan and New York, right?
Oh, yeah. I definitely know that. I had a whole plan, and then I looked at the plan, and I realized I'd made an error.
Sure.
But, whatever. It's fine. I'll be okay.
Look, I would say for the amount of flights that you've taken in 2025, your on-base percentage, your error rate...
That's pretty low.
It's still very low. You're still doing very, very, very good overall, and I'm also happy and pleased to report I'm Diamond Medallion again for another year.
Wow, good for you, man. That's welcome back. It feels good. I love when any of my friends and family join my other family, my chosen family, the Delta family of brands.
This ain't lab grown either, bro.
No, we don't do that lab grown shit over here.
Earned it.
How long gone? Thank you guys for listening. We'll be back next week, back next week with more podcasts. I don't know what fucking day it is. If you have a list for Tokyo, don't send it to me, please. I'll talk to you later.
No matcha, right?
No matcha, for the love of God. Actually, I think after we finish later today, there's a coffee shop that was recommended to me by my friend Zach Weiss, where they just blast classical music and no one can talk.
Ooh.
Which it apparently has been there for like 100 years. I'm fascinated by this. This feels like something I need to kick the tires on.
That sounds pretty wonderful.
I know it does. Nothing like getting hella caffeinated and not being able to, it's like doing Coke alone. But we'll see how it goes.
Doing Coke alone. Yeah, after this, I'm going to hit the showers and then go get some Peking duck.
Oh, that's nice. That feels celebratory in its own little way. That's nice.
Doesn't it? A little holiday duck for the season.
The holiday duck. All right. Thanks,
all right,
guys.
bro. Well, have fun. Tell W. David Marks I said hello.
I will. All right.
Bye.